Over the last few weeks, a few new products have released. The newest Draft Matter set Battle Bond and Commander Anthology Volume 2 both dropped on June 8th, and a week later, one of the newest products, Signature Spellbook Jace, was released. In his newest episode of Is It Worth It?, the professor at Tolarian Community College goes over the first installment of the Signature Spellbook series. Announced as a successor for the From the Vault series, the professor talks about the main differences in the two products, goes over the value of the set, and, of course, provides a grade to help you decide if it's a product you want to pick up. During Grand Prix Las Vegas, there were plenty of activities for people to celebrate, between cupcakes for guests, a live beta booster draft, and even a wedding on site. One of the panels during the weekend crossed over Magic the Gathering with another Wizards of the Coast property, Dungeons & Dragons, as Ruben Bressler hosted Board the Weatherlight. A group of 7 players representing the crew of the Weatherlight after the events of the Dominaria storyline work together on their first adventure after the Gatewatch members depart. An archive of the full play session is now available on YouTube. Magic artist Chris Rallis has been putting out art for the past 5 years, starting with Magic Origins, and now he wants to provide even more to his fans. Rallis started a Kickstarter recently for 3 of his best pieces to be made into playmats. Each of the playmats, featuring Dragon Whisperer, Liliana Death's Majesty, and Danitha Capuchin Paragon, are available as £30 or about $39 US tiers individually. You can also combine them and get all 3 for £90. There are also tiers to get prints along with the playmats, and at the time of filming, there is still one spot open for the £500 Collector's Edition, where Rallis will do a custom sketched playmat. The Kickstarter is scheduled to end on July 5th. Alright, let's get into those core 2019 previews. First up, the Lords of Limited podcast drops 5 uncommon cards. Both Switcheroo and Rise from the Grave make their return to standard as reprints, but the other 3 are brand new in Core 2019. Siegebreaker Giant is a 6/3 giant warrior for 3 red that has trample, and for 3 and a red, target creature can't block this turn. Heliomancer's Cage is an enchantment for 3 and a white that says, when Heliomancer's Cage enters the battlefield, exile target non-land permanent an opponent controls until Heliomancer's Cage leaves the battlefield. And last but not least, Vigilant Baloth is a 5/5 beast for 3 green and has vigilance. Does what it says on the tin. The Masters of Modern podcast finally make their way onto YouTube, and for their inaugural video episode, they show off Isolate. A rare instant for a single white, it says exile target permanent with converted mana cost 1. Over on the Magic homepage, Maria Bartholdi shows that she is firmly in the cat camp with her article, Cat's Rule, which reveals 2 new cat soldiers to add to your Cat Parade deck. Leonin Vanguard is an uncommon 1/1 for a single white that says, at the beginning of combat on your turn, if you control 3 or more creatures, Leonin Vanguard gets +1/+1 until end of turn, and you gain 1 life. Leonin Warleader helps get those creatures out as a rare 4/4 for 2 white. It says whenever Leonin Warleader attacks, create 2 1/1 white cat creature tokens with lifelink that are tapped and attacking. Also on the Magic homepage today, Gavin Verhey shows off several cards in his article Single Card Strategies. Dragon's Hoard is a rare artifact for 3 mana. It says whenever a dragon enters the battlefield under your control, put a gold counter on Dragon's Hoard. Tap and remove a gold counter from Dragon's Hoard to draw a card, or just tap to add 1 mana of any color. For those players who felt like the card Pox was just a bit too fair, taking only 1/3 of your resources, Fraying Omnipotence is a rare sorcery for 3 black that says each player loses half their life, then discards half their cards in their hand, then sacrifices half the creatures they control, round up each time. Verhey also reveals that Windreader Sphinx and Djinn of Wishes will be returning in Core 2019, both at Rare, and gives us the full look at Apex of Power, which was initially spotted in the intro for the newest season of Spellslingers. Finally, the Commander in podcast shows off a bit of an odd Hoser card. SUNCLEANSER is a rare 1/4 human cleric for 1 and a white. It says when SUNCLEANSER enters the battlefield, choose 1. Remove all counters from target creature. It can't have counters put on it for as long as SUNCLEANSER remains on the battlefield. Or target opponent loses all counters. That player can't get counters for as long as SUNCLEANSER remains on the battlefield. That's our show for today, June 21st. Make sure to like and subscribe to our channel to keep up with all the latest Magic news and strategy. I'm Jeremy Knoll, and this has been Split Second.